Yo.
All right. Well, live on Twitter, Joy with Ross Thibodeau, Justin Napoli. I don't even have the reads in front of me, but DraftKings promo code PPT right there. Bet on any NBA team for $5. Use the code PPT. You can win up to $200 in cash prizes. Did you like that memory right there? Not bad. Also presented by Company Burger and Hornitos Tequila. I'm just going to get into it. I had to pull over to do this. I'm not happy. Listen, I understand things happen and I get it. The problem I'm having, and I said this 2 or 3 weeks ago, just the lies. I don't understand all the lies. And I just tweeted the Zion and David Griffin presser, and they're like, we're going to get it. Well, he's going to be back for opening night. Let that sink in. Opening night was, what, a week and a half, 2 weeks? He's not even ready to go 5-on-5 for 2 to 3 weeks. It takes 6 weeks for a broken bone plus surgery to heal up. This injury doesn't have an exact date, but it was said that it happened before Summer League. So, Ross, if it happened before Summer League, which was August 8th to the 19th, that happened before. That's in July. We're in November. That's 3 to 4 months. What am I missing?
I mean, you're not missing anything. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. For me, I'm. So I blame a lot of stuff on David Griffin. I think it's time for Zion to get in front of a microphone, answer some questions. Is it not?
When's the last time he's been in front of a camera?
Media day. When they all knew they were lying. When they all knew they were lying to the season ticket holders, to the fans, to the media, the people that covered the team, they knew they were lying. It's time to get back in front of the camera. Like, he's a big boy. You make a lot of money. You're the face of the franchise. Big boy in more than one way. It's time to get in front of the camera and answer some questions, some tough questions. Like, what did you do all off season? Why did it take so long to start rehabbing? Where are you in that rehab? When do you think you'll be able to play? Do you feel like you're in shape? How are you supporting the rest of your team during this time? Like, he needs to get in front of and show that you're like, part of this is being mature and being an adult and understanding that, hey, look, people get hurt all the time. We get it. Like, Anthony Davis was hurt all the time. Chris Paul had a few little injuries. Eric Gordon we've had a ton of guys that have been here that have been hurt a lot. It is what it is, right? He's jumps a lot. Nobody cares that he got hurt. No one. That needs to be clear, needs to be understood. What we care about is the lack of accountability, and there's a little bit of a feeling of a lack of care, right? Like, as fans, we want to know that our star players give a shit. Struggling to.
Hold up. Do you think he gives a shit? Honest question, yes or no? I don't want to hear like yes or no. Does he care?
I think he cares. I think he cares. I think he's just very immature. I think he probably cares. I think he wants to be playing. I mean, nobody wants to rehab. Rehab sucks.
Yeah,
but I don't think. But I don't think he cared. But I don't think he cared about it before he got back to New Orleans. I don't think he gave just two shits. I think he was just living his life.
Can I talk about a point you made? Because, listen, we all agree. We all want to see Zion back on the court. And I want to make that very clear. Like, I want to see Zion back on the court. I miss watching Zion be a freak. I do. I miss it. But at the end of the day, injuries do happen. And I completely understand that. The problem I have is what you said, accountability. Why would both go up and tell them they're going to be ready for opening day? Then what are these scans? I'm confused. Like, is the bone healing properly or is it not healing properly? Can someone answer that question? Because I keep hearing scans and the progression, and we like the progression. Is there something going on with that? Yes, it is. A foot injury is never good for a guy like Zion Williamson, who plays at 285 pounds. He's a freak. He can jump and he lands and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just trying to wrap my head around the point of, why did both David Griffin and Zion Williamson on opening or media day say that he'd be ready for opening day?
Yeah, that's the question, because David Griffin came back after, right before opening day or whatever day that was, and he was like, well, I didn't say opening day. I said the regular season. Whatever whatever you said, we all knew what you meant. Zion said opening day. So, as the person that had the surgery and the person that didn't do anything before he got here, and there was clearly not a lot of communication, like, I want him to tell me why he said he thought he would be ready for opening day. Was that, and if it, like, it's just, we're at this weird point of like, look, does Zion owe me anything? No, but like, you're just losing fans and you're losing accountability and you're losing trust, and all of that stuff matters in the grand scheme of things. And I just don't understand why they got up there and did the whole charade. Like, just be like, hey, we don't have a timetable. He had surgery. Like, we're not real sure where he's at. We got to get him with our doctors and stuff. And we'll just see. Like, it looks like he might miss some time. We're going to hope for the best, and we're going to get him back as soon as we can. Okay. I mean, that sucks, but great. Now you've got everybody pissed off because let me tell you who wasn't telling us that Zion would be out a few months, 3 months, however long he's going to end up being out of, at least a month, right? At least a month minimum. He won't even do him 5-on-5 until after Thanksgiving. So he's going to be out probably until Christmas, but they weren't telling the people that were calling, trying to get season tickets that, were they? No, we weren't, you weren't getting it at that point. And that's what's frustrating about it in this whole thing is, we got excited about Zion last year. Now you wanted to see it. And there's just all this bullshit. There's constantly this like air of bullshit around the team.
And like you're right. Like it's just bullshit. And that's why I'm so frustrated. Injuries happen all the time. Like, go look at Jameis Winston. Like, things happen. Like, I understand that. The injury happens and that sucks. But to be lied to consistently and then running this Twitter account for the last 2 years, Ross, there are a lot of people that love this franchise. Like, I am shocked. Like, there are a lot of people that are loyal to this Pelicans. They really are. And they just want to see a product that they can cheer for. But you can't, like, when you consistently lie to this fan base, as you said earlier, we're not stupid. Like, we understand, like, you simply just go Google, how long does it take to, recover from this? Like, something is going on.
Yeah, everybody's got a friend that's a doctor.
Yeah, like, everyone's got a friend. Right? And it's just like a lie after lie after lie. And then what's frustrating is that I think it was Christian Clark who does a great job covering the team, comes out with, well, we're waiting for more scans, but we're progressing in the right direction. What does that mean? And, like, I feel bad for Willie Green, who's his first year, he's 1-5 to start, 1-6. He can't be happy about that. And now he's got to answer these questions about Zion Williamson. He doesn't know. Like it's just a bad situation that's getting worse. And now, like, I think I've seen a couple people like Schmidt tweet out, like, is it time to start tanking? Is it time to start use because listen, you're 1-6. Is that right? 1-6. Brandon Ingram, who I love, is banged up. Why rush him to get back? He's got a really serious hip pointer. Like, he is hurt.
Yeah.
And all these rookies that are like starting to get some time, which has been fun to watch. But I think Kushner came out with a article today saying that, like, yes, this team plays hard. They just don't have a lot of talent, and it's true.
Oh.
When you're missing 2 all-stars in Zion and BI, like, it's awesome. They're playing hard.
Everything you did, think about it. Everything that you did this offseason was around getting a certain type of player around Zion Williamson. Now, granted, it's always easy trying to say, well, it's not just a one, all these guys are going to be here long term, right? You tried to get more shooting. You went and got Devontae Graham. You drafted Trey Murphy. You did all these things because theoretically these things fit around your star player who's never playing. Here we are.
Poor Jonas Valanciunas. Oh, God.
Right. So now here we are. Who
into the ground? He's gonna be running into the ground.
And the guy plays his ass off. And that's what's so frustrating is now we're sitting here November 1st. The season's barely started, and we're already talking about how shitty the rest of the season's going to be. We got 4 more months of this. And now here we are saying, like, we're going to be like we're in 7 games and we're not even 10% into the way into the season. And everybody's already saying we're looking at we're poking around at the draft. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to this early in the year be doing this. It's like, it just takes the fun out of the whole season. And we may have been in this spot no matter what. If they'd have come out on media day and said, we don't know where Zion's at, like, we just don't know where he's going, we'd have been in this spot anyway. But we probably wouldn't be as pissed off about it because we'd have all prepared for it. We'd have thought, okay, we start working guys in, basically do the same thing that Willie's doing, working his ass off, trying to put the best team on the floor possible, get them prepared. And they're out there playing hard. We've been competitive in most of these games, and almost all of them. And it's like playing hard. That you can create momentum doing that. Doing it the way we're doing it, we're losing momentum. Right? It'd be one thing if we were playing hard, staying in games, learning how to kind of play with each other, getting some of these younger guys minutes, and things were looking like, oh man, we might have something with some of these younger guys. Oh, and we're about to get Zion back. Instead, we're doing the opposite. We're just all getting jerked around. It's like, okay, Zion might play by Christmas. We'll see. And then the bigger issue now is going to be we're going to be sitting at 3-15 or whatever when he gets back, and it's like, what's the point now? Now we're not going to play him on back-to-backs because we're really trying to lose games here. It just the whole thing is fucked.
So I'm trying to stay positive this whole time. It's just so hard to be positive when you're always surrounded by negativity. We're just always surrounded by negativity. And it started this summer with Zion and his family. He's not happy in New Orleans. He wanted to be traded and all this, all this different kind of stuff. Then it leads to the broken foot. Then it leads to, is he overweight? Then he leads to, all this different kind of stuff. It's just negativity every single day. And it's Willie Green, who I feel worse. I feel terrible for Willie Green.
So do I.
You can tell.
What do? You can't win.
There's a difference of this team. It's the
NBA. You got to have good players. Yeah. I mean, it's the NBA. I don't care. Willie Green seems awesome. Okay. My heart goes out to the guy because he's playing with a half a deck. It's the NBA. You're playing against superstars every night. We happen to have a couple. BI's just banged up and Zion's not here. I don't care how good of a coach you are. Nobody wins without their best players regularly. I mean,
and I want to make it known we're not mad about the injury. I'm mad about the injury, the lying, and then is Zion why is he not in front of camera? Why is he not answering questions? Why is why is he not being made available? And two, I'm trying to choose my words correctly because I don't like making fun of people and their physical abilities and different stuff like that. But you could tell off the shuffling video. I mean, he might do 2 or 3 rounds of going lane to lane. He's out of breath. Hey,
and that's for me.
Seriously? Is he doing everything he can to get back on the court? Is he?
I don't get that feeling. Look, I'm not in the building. I'm not a coach. I don't work for the team in any way. I'm a guy with a microphone. It just doesn't feel that way, right? All offseason we said, I really hope Zion and BI are watching what the Bucks are doing and watching how hard Giannis plays, watching how hard Middleton plays, watching how hard Jrue Holiday plays on both ends, because that's what it's got to be, on and off the court. You mean to tell me if Giannis had this injury, the Bucks would be posting videos of this guy sweating bullets, doing whatever he can, working out, doing whatever. I've seen one little clip of Zion doing an awkward-looking, uncomfortable shuffle. So, is this again? Are we protecting him? What's going on here? Because I'm not getting the feeling as a fan and as somebody that halfway covers his team that this guy is just dying to get back on I just don't get that feeling that he's just killing himself to get back on the court. Do you?
I mean, my honest opinion, no. But once again, we're just two dudes with a mic and have an opinion.
But the team has a vested interest in feeding us that, don't they? I mean, wouldn't you want your fans to know, man, this dude wants to be out there for you. Make sure that you're ready because when he gets back, it's going to be guns blazing. There's an incentive for teams do this all the time when a superstar gets hurt. You show pics of them doing rehab. You show them in the training room. They put together these little compilations to put it up. I hadn't seen shit. What are we doing?
Do you think we have I'm pretty overreactive and you're more even keel. Should fans be upset?
They should be furious. Furious.
Why should they?
Because it's your hard-earned money. It's your hard-earned money. At the end of the day, you paid for season tickets. You didn't even know about. We didn't know. Think about that. No one even knew about the Zion injury until media day. I mean, some of us knew. Some teams probably with the team, but the normal average Joe that's fielding season ticket calls all the time didn't even know, wasn't told any of that. You thought you were going to get a full season of Zion, even better than he was last year. And even with all the bullshit from the Clark story, which is totally valid. Even with all of that, if he's healthy, it's still all that shit's kind of weird. Playing the piano, doing all that weird shit, whatever. The bubble is what it is, but it's still over a year ago at this point. If the dude comes back and plays, we're gold. we're good. We're excited. There's momentum. We just drafted Trey Murphy. He looked awesome in summer. Like all of this good stuff happening. But here we are again. And
let me ask you this, because people are terrified to bring this up. It's my last question before we get off. And I've thought about it, and I've had conversations with people that follow this team. I'm not gonna say who I had conversations with, but like, is it honestly time to maybe possibly look for a trade partner? I'm serious. Like, I don't think it's out. Is it time? And it's not a fair question, and I'm sure we'll probably drag for it for a little bit, but 3 years, since day one he stepped in the organization, it's been kind of turbulent. It's been kind of the family runs Zion. It's been kind of he's not happy here. He should go be playing. What would you do? Seriously.
Well, I mean, as a good front office, you always should be fielding those calls. I mean, a lot of times you just hang up the phone, but the issue here is that it's really twofold because he's just coming off of a historic season. But there's just so much going on. And it feels like something in the dynamic between our front office and what's happening on the floor, both with players on and off the court, the whole thing, it kind of is going to have to change at some point. Whatever, right? I don't know what that means. I just know that if this guy's not working as hard as he can to play, then what the hell are we doing? And that's sort of where I'm at. Is if this guy's not working as hard as he can to get back on the court, then is he the guy? And I don't know this. This is just my opinion. If he's not the type of guy that's going to work as hard as he can to get back on the court, then he's not the type of guy that's probably going to lead you to a championship. And if those two, if A is accurate and B is sort of what we're coming from, if he's not going to work hard, he's not going to bring us a championship. At that point, I think you got to answer some phone calls. I'm not saying you do a deal. You don't give the guy away. There's still a shitload of value attached to him, but he's got to mature, and the organization has got to pull the cloak off of this whole thing and start putting a little bit of the onus back on Zion to say, here's where we're at. Right? We thought it was going to take 6 weeks. It's now going to take something significantly longer than that. Well, why? I think we all know why, but there's got to be a lot more honesty, and there's got to be a lot more expected of Zion off when he's not playing a regular season basketball game. There's just got to be more expected, and there's got to be accountability for those things.
I'm with that's why I'm so frustrated. I'm not mad that Zion got hurt. I'm so just upset of just being lied to. And then always, you got so many fans asking questions and there are no answers. It's $1 billion corporation. You have every single fan has the right to know what is going on, especially when it's to the magnitude of Zion Williamson. You think this shit would fly in Philadelphia, Boston, New York, LA, Dallas? Just think of well-known city. None of that shit would fly. None of that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's more, we're hearing more of it now than ever a little. I mean, and it's still super quiet, right? But there's gotta be right. Yeah, there's gotta be a little bit tougher questions being asked and answers that come from that. Otherwise, what are we doing? If we're not trying to win, then I mean, there's got to be more expected of him. I don't know what else to say. That's really you all of my bitching and moaning can come down to one thing. Hey, if you want to be the superstar, you want to be the man, it's time to act like it on and off the floor. I mean, we got to work hard to get back.
Yeah. I mean, is this it for David Griffin?
I don't see. I don't know how you come back with him after this year. I mean, you're looking at. I mean, unless things just drastically change, right? You're looking at getting to the new year with Zion having played a game or two or something like that, which is going to be. I mean, we're gonna have a really bad season. You're gonna miss the playoffs again because this team isn't designed to be successful without Zion. So, for better or for worse, I've never been the biggest David Griffin fan on earth. I don't feel like he's all that accountable. I feel like a lot of what he says is just sort of fluff. There's a lot of just nonsense and bullshit mixed in. He's never really giving you the truth. My opinion is that I don't know how you come back with him next year, but I mean, that's an ownership question, and they've sure as hell spent a lot of money on head coaches and front office and everything else. So who knows? At some point, Benson's going to get tired of cutting that check.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we said it, if you're joining now, I love this team. I really do. I love supporting them. I'm still going to keep supporting and things like that. And they play hard night in, night out. Like, Willie Green's a great coach, and Brandon Ingram's a superstar. I love what he does. And that's another thing about Brandon Ingram. You never question his work ethic. Like, you know that dude's going to show up night in, night out. Now, shot selection, sure, you can go into that, all that stuff. But I know that dude's going to show up every single night. And they have some good pieces like Trey Murphy. Herb Jones has been a really nice addition. I thought Kyra played very well a couple of nights ago. Jonas Valanciunas is messing around and being an all-star this year. I mean, he's averaging 19 and 14. Like, he's doing great too. But I think you nailed it on the head with accountability. You know, like, I don't think any of us, like, fans of the franchise of this team, has a problem with what's on the court or how we play or things like that. The problem is why there's so many questions and little answers. And it's fair. It's completely fair. Like, and some of y'all maybe say, like, hey, like, you know, injuries happen. Listen, once again, I understand injuries happen. But at some point, there's got to be an update instead of 2-3 weeks, we'll do another scan, or he's progressing the right way. I don't know. I still don't know what that means. And then I just clicked it up. But the media day, which was full of excitement and new year, new coach, playoff expectations, and then you basically just got lied to. Like, looking back on it, like, we all got lied to. It is. You got lied to. I don't know what to tell you. Everyone got lied to, and that's not okay. It's not. Like, you shouldn't be okay with that. You shouldn't be. You can be okay with the injury. You should never be okay with being lied to. That's the problem.
Playoff aspirations, and 2 weeks later, 2.5 weeks later, we're talking about how bad can we be for the lottery. This is pitiful, disgusting.
It is. You know, it's not disgusting. Hornitos tequila. Make sure.
Great time for it.
Great time for Hornitos tequila and our friends at DraftKings. Promo code PPT. If you were on the stream, thanks for joining. I can't put your questions if you're asking questions on Twitter. So if you did have questions, I'm sorry. I couldn't pull them up. Make sure to join our YouTube next time. But Ross Thibodeau, Justin Napoli, make sure to follow us on Pro Pels Talk. Also, shout out to Elliot Clough. Make sure to go follow him on Pelicans Plus. And we're going to sign off. Ross, we're going to be doing a podcast Wednesday. I was going to hope to recap the Suns game and what's going on in the last couple of weeks. But it looks like it will be Suns game and plus more Zion news. So, any last words?
Nope. I don't have anything else to say. Just go out there and support the guys that are playing hard and cross your fingers.
I'm glad you mentioned it. Go out there. You know what you should, because those guys do they're working their ass off right now, and I do appreciate that. So, Pels play the Suns tomorrow on TNT. It'll be a 9:00 tip off. See y'all then. Later, guys.
Later.